Hold on, it says I have bad connection. Okay, I undid for my Wi-Fi, so hopefully the connection gets better. But let me know if I'm blurry or if the connection's not that great or whatever. But hello, hi friends, happy Monday. It's always such a struggle knowing what day it is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and post my shopping link right here in the comments. So everything you're about to see is gonna be available right there. So we're gonna do kind of a new, not new, but just a different coverage option. Usually I use our Liquid Touch foundation because that's my personal favorite because I have naturally oily skin, but today we're going to use the stick foundation, which is really great if you have mature skin or dry skin or you want something that's super duper fast. It's honestly the fastest coverage that we offer just because it's so easy. So I'm going to show you guys how to use that today. But let me know that you're here, comment something so I know the comments are working. Let me know where you're watching from. We did a tutorial yesterday and I'm pretty sure that we had almost all 50 states besides like Alaska on here, which was super, super cool. So if you are watching, let me know you're here by saying hi or hello or an emoji or whatever. And let me know where you're watching from. Because so far I haven't seen any comments. Oh, there we go. Christy, hi from New Mexico. Awesome. So let me know what state you're in. And let's see if we can get all 50 states, which would be really awesome again. That's what we did yesterday and it was so much fun. Also gave me practice on seeing if I knew all 50 states. But if you know anyone that would enjoy one of these tutorials, please go ahead and share this to their wall or tag them in the comments. It means so much to me. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome. Canada, awesome. Cool. And that was another thing yesterday too. It was really cool. We had Canada, Italy, Germany, and Switzerland, I think, all on here too, which was so cool. South Carolina, awesome. Colorado, California, Rhode Island, awesome, awesome. Oklahoma, rad. We are cruising. New York, there we go. Awesome. Wisconsin? We're checking them off. I should like print a state thing and we should like check it off. That'd be so fun, right? Maybe not. I don't know. All right, so we'll get started like I said. So on my skin already, I have my pre-makeup routine. Now, a lot of makeup artists will joke that it's a crime not to prime. And although it's funny sounding, it's so completely true. It is so important to make sure that you are priming your skin before you do your makeup. Awesome, Nancy, me too. It's so important to make sure that you're priming your skin before your makeup because it's going to make your foundation look more full coverage. It's going to make your makeup last longer throughout the day. It's going to fill in all of your creases, your pores, your fine lines, so your foundation has an even surface to sit on top of. So for me, I have on two products. I have on my mattifying face primer. This is by Unique. It's going to be launching on the 1st. I'm so thrilled for you guys to get your hands on this. It is so, so good, especially if you have large pores or a lot of fine lines. This guy's incredible. It blurs all of those tiny imperfections in your skin and it already begins to blur your skin, which I think is so cool, especially for dark circles. I've noticed that it's helped to kind of lessen the appearance of those as well. Like not heal them, but just kind of hide them. So mattifying face primer, like I said, launches on the 1st. So make sure that you snag this. I have a feeling it's going to sell out really quickly because if you have oily skin or large pores like me, you've been waiting for a primer this good. So I have on my skin these two products. So I always spray my face with the setting spray. Kentucky, awesome. Ireland, yay! And then I apply about a dime-sized amount-ish, maybe a little bit less, between like a pea-sized and a dime size. Enough to cover my entire face. I apply it on my lips, I rub it on my eyes, and then I go like underneath. I like really massage it into my skin. Then I let it sit on my skin for like 3 to 5 minutes because you want to give this product time, any primer really, enough time to seep into all those fine lines, creases, pores. So then when you go in with your foundation, it's sitting on that even nice surface. So then the last thing that I do is I spray it again with my setting spray. And the reason that I do this twice is because I like to set my set my primer and set my skin. So it's just really helping to create this very even, firm, perfect surface for your foundation to sit on top of. So Charlotte, everything that I'm talking about is going to be available right here, rheahopebeauty.com. You either can click on my website and it will take you right there, or you could just type it into your web browser later, but my website is always the same, rheahopebeauty.com. So this is called the Mattifying Face Primer. Like I said, this launches on the 1st of April at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. And then this product is called the Touch Behold Setting Spray. And this is going to be under face and it's going to be under setting. When do you want to I forgot how to put it on. I know, right, Melissa? Everyone's like, I'm chilling. I ain't wearing no makeup. But honestly, now's the perfect time to try and practice, because if you mess up, no one's going to see ya. Yes, the link is posted right below, rheahopebeauty.com, and if you ever have any questions or you're not sure what products to get, or if you're unsure of the products, or you're like, is this the right color for me? Are these the right products for me? Just message me here on Facebook. I would be so happy to help you pick out your products. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be using, like I said, the stick foundation today. So no, the primer is not on pre-order. I don't like to do pre-orders because you'll get it faster if you don't pre-order. Because if you pre-order, that means you're giving me your money. I'm placing the order for you. The product has to come to me, and then I have to ship it to you. So you're essentially waiting 3 to 10 business days longer to get it. You have to wait longer, or you just place it yourself and get it faster, way faster. So that's why I don't do pre-orders. Anyway. So this is the stick foundation. This is going to be in the shade Lace is what I'm going to use. Okay, ready? See how amazing this is? I'm going to cover one side of my face with this so you can see the coverage. So all you do is you're just going to swipe it on your skin, just like this. So this is the shade Lace. Like I said, whatever shade you are in the liquid, if you know your liquid color, you're going to be the same shade. All right, so I like to apply this 2 different ways. I'm going to show you. So the first way is with the kabuki brush. It's perfect for applying it because it's very firm, but it does have a nice flexibility for it. And you're just going to kind of dab at this just like this. So like I said, this is the non-messy foundation option because there's no liquid, there's no fallout, there's no nothing. You can also apply this. I'm going to show you one other way because I know the kabuki brush is not in stock right now. So you don't have to, you're not going to be out of luck with applying it. I'm going to show you the other way on the other side. Okay, so that was a few swipes on one side of my face. You can already see how it completely takes away the redness. It's already beginning to hide our dark circles. It gives such a nice light coverage to our skin. It is very hydrating. So for me, I have oily skin, so I'm going to have to set it really well. But if you have normal to drier skin, this is going to be an amazing product. So this is really good if you don't have mature skin, or if you do have mature skin, I'm sorry. Because it's not a liquid. It's almost like a cream. The stick is more similar to a cream foundation than anything else. I like the stick that seems to go faster. I totally agree. It's much faster, it's not as messy, and it's very hydrating, and it's not going to fall in your fine lines and creases and as much as maybe a liquid would. Yes, perfect for mature skin. Purchase eyelet stick foundation, but it was a tad too light on me. What would be the next shade darker? Would be the shade Satin, Debbie. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. So again, as you see, I'm just swiping. So I just kind of apply this in the different quadrants of my face, just like that. And then the other option is to use the blending buds. So these are damp. I wrang them underneath the water and squeezed them out till no water falls from them. Then you know they're ready to use. And I'm going to do the exact same technique I was doing with the kabuki brush, just kind of swiping at this and blending it out, just like this. Now the blending buds are going to be a little bit more hydrating to apply this because they are damp. So these are a really good option if you do have fine lines or mature skin or large pores and you're using the stick foundation because it's adding even more moisture into your skin because they are damp. So another really, really great option if you have mature skin. Okay. So once we have that on, that is like one layer of the stick foundation, and you can already see how it really, really does do a good job at hiding our redness, starting to even our skin tone out really, really well, and then always blend down the neck. A shade lighter than eyelet would be the shade Lace. Is there a bundle of concealer, powder, and foundation? There is, Carissa, or Cassie, I'm sorry. Not the powder though. Actually, yes, it does come with the setting powder if you didn't want the setting spray. It's called the Ready Set Prep Collection. It's going to be on my website, rheahopebeauty.com, under collections and sets. All right, so I'm going to go in with another layer, because this foundation, just like all the others that Younique offers, is completely buildable and really incredible and lightweight. So even if you like full coverage like I do, you can add a little bit more of this and still receive like the really good full coverage without feeling like you're wearing a ton of makeup, without it looking really heavy on your skin. You're still going to get that really great payout with that coverage. That's going to look and feel really lightweight on your skin. So I'm just kind of dabbing this all over with the kabuki brush like I did before. And it's so buildable. So if you want light coverage, you can get away with that. If you want full coverage, you can add a little bit more like I'm doing, just like that. All right, so even if I do use the kabuki brush to apply this, I always make sure that I do the blending buds after, before I seal everything up. And that is because I want everything to be compressed into place rather than just be buffed on top. It really goes into play with how full coverage your makeup looks. So if you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, no matter what, you better have the blending buds at your disposal, because honestly, it does make a really big difference. And look how much more full coverage my skin looks. It's already beginning to look like a porcelain doll. I love the lip stains. Yes, I actually used the lip stain in the shade Skittish not that long ago. Yeah, the set is really good. So again, that's called the Ready Set Prep. And you get any foundation. You can do the liquid, the stick, or the BB Flawless. You get a concealer. So foundation, concealer, blush, primer, and setting. So if you want the setting powder or the setting spray. So you get all 5 things, plus you get the free bag and free shipping. So it's a really good deal. So under RheaHopeBeauty.com, look for sets and collections. And if you need any help finding that, just message me and I can give you the link directly. Do you ever use the kabuki brush and sponge when applying the liquid? So I usually will use the powder concealer brush, which is this one, for applying my liquid, and then I go over it with my blending bud. So liquid, I like this, but the stick and spray foundations, I like this one. I've ordered the blending buds, can't wait. Yes, you're gonna love them. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with a little bit of our concealer in the shade Organza. I always warm it up on my fingers, and then we're going to tap it on our under eye, just like so. Go in with a little bit more. The shade in the stick that I'm using is the shade Lace. For the blending buds, oh, I read one. I think I already read those. Look at me go. If I missed anyone's comment, just please comment it again. And then you can take whatever's left over and apply it anywhere you want. And then I'm going to take the smaller blending bud by Younique, and then we're going to blend this in. And this is really just going to bump up the coverage and give us like a super flawless under eye. So if you have dark circles or heavy set under eyes, the concealer is the bomb. I really love the shade Organza because it does have very light pink undertones to it. So it hides your dark circles the best out of any color. So just like that. And then look at that full coverage, you guys. Isn't that so amazing? Oh, it looks so good. I mean, it's so like dewy and fresh. Now, if you have dry skin or normal skin, you could leave it this way and carry on with the rest of your makeup. But for me, I have really oily skin. So I'm going to use my Touch Behold Translucent Setting Powder, which also comes in that set we were talking about, the Ready Set Prep. And I'm going to spritz this dry beauty blender with my setting spray. And then now I'm going to just dump it into my translucent setting powder, and I'm going to pop this on wherever I use the concealer or wherever I get like really oily, which is usually my T-zone, like most people. So the setting powder is really great if you do have any oily areas, or if you live somewhere where it's really humid, or if you're going through menopause and you're sweating a lot. This is also a really good product for that too, because it's going to absorb any of those elements that are pushing against your makeup, making it look shiny or greasy or oily, or just come off altogether. Damp, yes. So these blending buds that I use the foundation, the concealer with are damp. But this one that I'm using with the setting powder, I've just misted with my setting spray. That's it. All right, so now for setting powder. You can let this sit on your skin for however long your heart desires. Everyone is different. I know some girls that really love it, like sitting on their makeup for the entire time that they're putting on makeup. For me, I get too dry if I do that. So what I like to do is just put enough on there and let it sit on there for a few seconds, and then use my fan brush to sweep that away. So just a very fine layer of setting powder is absorbing any of my natural oils. So you can already see how I'm starting to get mattified, how my skin is starting to look even more full coverage because it does add a little bit of coverage. And the setting powder is also really good for hiding large pores. Setting powder lasts since you use so much. I typically have mine for about 4 or 5 months, so it lasts quite a bit of time. If you're not baking with it, it would probably last somewhere around 6 or 7 months. Melissa, I have a tutorial saved on how to wash your makeup brushes on my YouTube channel, if you search Rhea Hope there, or I have it saved on my IGTV on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do so. Me and some girlfriends are running a giveaway right now where we're going to give one person $400 cash. So, we're going to send it to the PayPal, whoever wins. So if you want to enter into that giveaway, make sure you follow me on Instagram and go like and comment on the picture. Okay, so now we're going to set our under eye even better, and I'm going to highlight. So I'm going to use my my Mineral Touch pressed powder, and this is in the shade Scarlet, but the shade Organza would work really well also. This is a really good technique for highlighting your under eye because the pressed powders are so incredibly silky soft. They're not heavy at all. They're amazing, especially for highlighting like this. I'm going to take my fan brush and just sweep away like this. And this is really good, like I said, for highlighting because it's going to make your under eyes pop, which makes you look wider awake, makes your face look more youthful, it makes this area look much more toned. And like I said, the pressed powder is so incredibly silky soft. It's not heavy or anything. It's so good. Unfortunately, I don't know when that's going to be back in stock, but the shade Organza would work just as well. I just don't have that color or else I'd be using it. Not another person I sent it, but no longer is friends. I wonder how that works. That I feel like the whole friendship feeling. You can always message support, ladies. All right, so now I'm going to use my same product that I just did, the Mineral Touch pressed powder, but this is in the shade Taffeta, which is like my truer shade. And what this is going to do, so like I said, if you have normal to dry skin, you could skip the setting powder, and you can go straight in with this. I'm applying it on a gigantic kabuki brush. Message me and I can give you the link to this guy. But I'm just going to tap this all over, and like I said, this is going to set my makeup really, really, really well. It's going to give me even more coverage, and it's going to make my makeup look like a porcelain doll. I'm telling you, this is the key to the flawlessness. If you are not setting your makeup with the pressed powder, not only will it alter the color of it, so say your pressed powder, say your liquid or your stick foundation on your skin just didn't match perfectly, if it looked a little bit light, if it looked a little bit dark, using your pressed powder over that product is really going to even it out and make everything mesh very well. Like for me, the shade Lace looks a little bit light on my skin, but when I go over it with Taffeta, it like completely blends out with my neck. So the two together equal out to my skin tone. So typically when I am giving a recommendation, I'll usually give you guys more suggestions for color. And, sorry, I thought I heard one of my kids crying. And, now I forgot what I was saying. It matches better. Yay! Oh, am I blurring for anybody else? Can you use a pressed powder instead of concealer for your under eyes? It wouldn't give you the same great coverage, Nancy, but you could. If you don't have very dark under eyes, then yes. But I can't rave enough about this concealer, you guys. It's so good. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something, but now I can't remember. Oh, now I remember. The stick foundation. So you can actually use this, because I know a lot of people that think this concealer is just a little too heavy. Like if you don't have very dark under eyes, you may not need all of that really heavy coverage. For me, I love it. But I know not everyone has the same preferences. So what you could do actually is you can use the stick foundation in the shade Scarlet or Organza for your under eye. So you can use this as concealer. So it's really cool. It's like a 2-for-1. You can get one for like all over the shade Lace, and then you can get one for concealer. So just another idea. What are you using now? What do you mean, Angela? Blur on and off. Try to either attach to your Wi-Fi or undo from your Wi-Fi. Sometimes like the Wi-Fi's with these videos, like they stream too fast for the Wi-Fi. Try not to move. Okay, so now that I'm fully coveraged, now I'm going to use my beachfront bronzer in the shade Hermosa, and I'm going to use the tapered blusher brush for this step. This is my favorite way to contour. Beachfront bronzer is definitely one of my favorite products to contour with because it just gives you a very, very fast, really, really pretty, kind of sun-kissed glow warmth contour. So again, just tap it in, swirl on the cap, and then going from the top of the ear towards the corner of the mouth, and you're just going to stick in this little hollow area like this. And then I'll swirl over it to soften those lines up. Just like that. Watching your video, something about joining. Awesome, Taylor. Message me if you have any questions. Oh, I'm sorry, what shade am I using? I was using the shade Lace in the stick foundation, and then I used the shade Organza in the concealer. And now for my bronzer, I'm using the shade Hermosa. I'm sorry. Yes, Hermosa is one of my favorites for sure. All right, so contouring the nose, super easy. You just squeeze the brush, and then you just run it down the sides of the nose like this. What kind of pressure do you use when you're contouring? How do you avoid moving the product underneath? So this brush is really, really helpful because of how it's tapered and how the amount of fluff it has. So it's not very dense. The amount of pressure, it's hard for me to like describe pressure, but I'm using it very light. So all that's really touching my skin is just like the very top tip of this brush. And I think that's why it's so important to make sure that you are swirling it in the cap very well, because it's applying it all over. So to answer your question the best I can, not very hard. The lighter the pressure, the better it is, because you will apply it much softer in your skin, which will let you not have to blend it out as much. All right, around the jawline. Going to give you the really pretty jaw structure. And also if you're a little bit older and you're experiencing your cheeks drooping down a little bit, that's a really good trick to hide that. So for my double chin from this quarantine 15 I'm gaining, we'll just contour that out. All over the powder. So when I'm doing the this guy, I'm, again, hard to describe pressure, but I am just kind of tapping and not pushing, if that makes sense. Thanks, Linda. I appreciate that compliment. I'm just telling you, our skincare is to die for. It's so good. Like, my skin did not used to look like this. It's honestly the skincare. Every time I do my bronzer, I have such a harsh line not using the brush. So definitely grab the brush, Angela. I hope I said your name right. The brush, I'm telling you, is like the key. It's so, so good. And also make sure you're swirling it in the cap before you apply it. And then you see how I apply it this way, and then I turn the brush to go this way, and then I swirl over that. That's softening up these lines. So everything looks really blended instead of like you have like a line of contour. So definitely get the brush first off. It's available right here, rayahopebeauty.com. It's going to be under tools, and it's called the tapered blusher brush. All right, so now for blush, I'm going to use this guy right here. This is the blusher brush, and we're using the shade Supple, which is one of my favorite colors for every single day. It's a very peachy color blush, and it is so pretty, especially with the contour. It gives you this really pretty kind of like bronzy finish, and it pairs really, really well with our bronzer color. So we're just tapping that on, and see how it just gives you kind of like this flush color instead of like a red or a pink or a rose. It's like more of a peachy blush. And that was the shade Supple, which is back in stock. Ooh, she's asking the color of the big brush. I don't know. It's not really a color, but if you're asking what color pressed powder I was using, was the shade Taffeta. Yeah, it really is really good skincare. And if you guys need any recommendation for what skincare regimen I'm on and I have been on and I swear by, I think the boosters and everything, they really play in together. So if you need a recommendation, just message me. I feel like it's too pink. What should I do? I would grab the shade Lace for the stick for you. Okay, so now for highlight. I used this yesterday and I loved how it looked when we were finished. So I'm going to grab it. This is the shade Iridescent in the powder form. And I'm going to pop this on the highest parts of my cheekbone This highlight is so radiant. It is so pretty. And again, just popping that on the highest parts of the cheek. And I'm just using this like fluffy brush. Any brush would do, but I really love this one. This is by Stilazzi. It's a 510 one. And then I'm just gonna pop that on the bridge and tip of my nose. And it's seriously so stunning. You can do your Cupid's bow, just like that. You can do your brow bone. You can pop this all over, but look at how pretty and glowy that makes your skin. Isn't that so pretty? So if you have dry skin and if you have more oily skin like I do and you want that really pretty kind of dewy finish without having a dewy finish, that's a really good little trick. When I'm in a hurry, I use the Mineral Touch press powder all over and the bronzer setting. Yes, that's a good regimen. That brush is by Stilazzi. I think I said it's a 510. The shade of the highlight was the shade Iridescent. It's really, really pretty. Now, if you want a good highlight that's like a very easy color, that it's not very dark, the shade Benevolent would be the best color to kind of ease into it. Because like I said, it's very, very light. Okay, so now for brows, I'm going to do this really quickly. I'm going to use my brow comb. And this is the best brow pencil in the history of the world. It allows you to do your brows so quickly and so easily. It has a retractable tip, so you never have to worry about sharpening it. It lasts for a good amount of time as long as you're not like coloring in the entire eyebrow. I mean, like I color mine in, but I mostly kind of dust it through. But if you have to fully draw on your eyebrow, I would recommend to grab the brow palette, which is another really amazing product. So with this, I essentially just kind of outline and then color in my eyebrows. Just like that. And that's so easy. So if you've been wanting to learn how to do your brows, this is a really good product to do that because of how dainty the pencil is. Like I said, it has a retractable tip, and see how dainty that is? It's so perfect because you get these very accurate hair-like strokes. So I just follow the natural shape and direction that the brow hairs are going in, and then where my tear duct is, I go straight up. That's kind of where you know where to cap off the eyebrow. And then we all know how to color in the lines. That's exactly what I'm doing. Now, if they look too structured or they look too dark for your preference, what you can do is you can flip that pencil around, grab the spoolie in, and then comb it through, and that'll lighten the color up. So always an option too if you're learning. All right, so now for eyeliner, I'm going to use the shade Iridescent Pristine. Iridescent was the highlight color. I'm going to use the shade Pristine in this eyeliner, which is a white. So if you have hooded eyes or you have smaller eyes or you wear glasses, this is a really great eyeliner to make your eyes pop. So if you are more mature, this eyeliner is what you're going to want because it doesn't overtake the eye or overpower it. Instead, it really lightens it and it gives you more of like a doe-eyed look. So again, this was called Pristine. It's only $15 by itself, or you can grab it in the Kudos on sale. So in the Kudos, you get any eyeshadow palette, you get any eyeliner, and then you get any mascara. Okay, so now for today's eye look, I'm going to do something really, really simple, really easy. I'm going to use the Addiction Palette 1 because it's my fave. So it's this guy right here. It's a very great neutral palette, which is still in stock. I'm going to take my fluffy crease brush and I'm going to grab the shade Chipper, which is the 4th shade in, just the chocolate brown. Always tap off the brush. I'm going to dust this in the crease of my eye and take it up onto the brow bone, just to create this like very everyday eye. So just in the crease. So if you're looking for a palette to wear every single day or an eye look to wear every single day, this, my friends, would be it. It's so subtle, it's so pretty, and it's super easy to do. So a key factor in getting a very light, kind of soft eye look is the pressure in which you're pushing your brush. But to get a lighter hand, a tip for you is how you're holding your brush. So if you're holding it super close up here, the color is going to go really dark on, and then you're going to have to blend it out. So who likes to blend? I don't. I think it's tedious. So what I like to do is I like to hold my brush towards the back. The further back you hold your brush, the lighter hand and the lighter pressure you'll have on it. And it creates a very soft, easily blendable eye look. So again, this is the shade Chipper, and we're just dusting this in the crease of my eye and up onto the brow bone. If you guys haven't done so, if you could click that share button in your bottom left-hand corner, it helps me out so incredibly much when you do, so thank you for those that have. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay in the comments, but if you haven't yet shared, go ahead and click that share button and then hashtag shared in the comments so I can thank you. All right, so once Chipper's on there, now I'm going to take the liner shader brush. I love this guy because it's dual-sided. I'm going to take the fluffier, flatter side. I'm going to grab the shade Brassy, which is this kind of metallic gold. And I'm going to pop this on the inner corner and a little bit on the lid. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to fine tune that. Using my finger kind of applies it a little more intensely because of the warmth and pressure of my finger. Really melts it in there a little bit better. So just like that. All right, same thing over here. Fluffy crease brush for the eyeshadow, that's correct. And then now I'm using the liner shader brush. Thank you, I'm from California, San Diego. All right, and then once we have the base, then I like to kind of fine tune it with my finger. All over like that. Yes, the first brush is called the Fluffy Crease Brush, and then this was the shade Chipper. Okay, and then last thing is I'm going to take the liner side of this brush into Chipper, and I'm just going to drag this under the lower lash line just a tad, just to give it more of like a cohesive, finished eye look. Just like that, just a little, not a lot. Same thing on this side. And then we're gonna do a really fun lip look today with a color that's back in stock. I was looking at the lipsticks and I was like, yes, it's back. Okay. And that's the eye look. Isn't that pretty? Very soft, very pretty. Thank you. So if you have yet to grab the Addiction Palette 1, make sure you do so. It is actually going to be retiring as soon as it's out of stock. So if you have yet to grab it, make sure you do so. It's on sale, like I said, in the Kudos, Kudos. Now I'm going to take my blending bud, and I always kind of bounce this off my under eye after I'm finished. Kind of cleans up the makeup look. All right, so now I'm going to set my makeup with my setting spray. Just like that. And what this does is going to take away the makeup-y look, going to take away the powdery look. It's going to make everything look really cohesive, put together, and it's going to last all day. So I'm just going to use my fan brush, fan this away. So if you are not setting your makeup, make sure you do so. I'm not sure if the lip plumper is back. It wasn't last time I looked, but it might be now. Okay, so now we are going to do our lips. Actually, no, I lied. We're gonna do our eyes, our lashes. Sometimes I wonder out of stocks. How long does it take to be back in stock? So normally, it will say the restock date underneath where it says out of stock. It'll be in red. But our restocking is actually happening like every single day. So I would keep checking back in. And again, you can look on my website, RheaHopeBeauty.com is where you're gonna wanna look. Natural glamorous. Oh, thank you, Samantha. But like I said, they actually just restocked a bunch of the lipsticks, which I'm so excited about. So we're gonna use one of them that has been out of stock for a while. I'm really excited. Okay, so once you apply your lash primer, which just like it's a crime not to prime your face, same goes with your lashes. It gives you even more length and volume, helps to curl your lashes, and it hydrates them. So now we're going to go in with our 4D mascara. And I love to apply mine at the base of the lash all the way up. And I like to kind of blink onto my wand. And then I'm going to roll this on the back side of the lashes. And then same thing here on, I kind of work in quadrants of my lashes. Inner, middle, outer, just like that. Do you let the lash primer dry? I do not, but if you have the time, you can actually let it dry for like a few seconds to get it a little bit tackier, but I wouldn't let it dry completely. But applying it a little tacky is really helpful. Yeah, so you could try it both ways and see which way you like best. No, there's no sale happening tomorrow that I'm aware of. Thank you, Carol. I use our Esteem Lash Serum, you guys. It is so good. Who out there has lash extensions? And you're like, oh my god, my lashes are like leaving my face. I feel so bad for my girlfriends that have them right now, because look at these roots. If I had to deal with this with my lashes, I'd be losing it with all this quarantine stuff. But for those that want their lashes to grow and eyebrows, the Esteem Lash Serum, one, it's only $24, and it works so quickly and so well. I use it on my lashes, and I use it on my eyebrows every single night. Okay. And I love that this mascara is so buildable. One of my eyes primer dry completely didn't do very good. Okay, so yeah. So I would do it more either while it's wet or while it's tacky. All right, so I do love to always go in with my waterproof mascara. One, I love that it gives like a little bump of more length and volume. But two, I love that it makes my lashes waterproof. So 2 birds, 1 stone. And then, like I said, you can get any mascara in the Kudos this month. Do you certain makeup remover every night? Yes, I use Younique's. They're called Shine Cloths. They're so amazing. There's no alcohol in them. They're filled with really healthy things for your skin. So I use those every single night to remove all of my makeup, and it takes everything off. And those are going to be under skincare, under the cleanser section. This brush right here, Deborah, this is the Lash Brow Comb, the metal side. You guys always see me comb through my lashes before. This combs through the lashes before you go with the mascara. You can also comb through afterwards too. I don't usually put mascara on the bottom lash line. I like how my eyeshadow kind of gives the illusion that I have a little bit on there. But I find that when you don't put mascara on the bottom lash line, your eyes tend to look a little bit more bigger, more doe-eyed. So I like that look better. I haven't found the hard way. I had to draw somewhere, missed it today. Kim, you can watch this on the replay as soon as I get off, which I am almost done. Just bought some of the cloths. Yes, they're so, so good. And then to remove any of your eye makeup, there's a cleansing stick. I nicknamed it the nourishing stick because it completely nourishes your lashes. It doesn't pull your lashes out while you remove your mascara. It's so, so good. Okay, so now we're going to use the lip liner in the shade Prudent to line our lips. And this is my favorite lip liner. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, we're like, we know. I use it almost every single day. It's so good at over drawing. It's creamy, it's matte, it glides on. They're only $15 by themselves. And again, this is the color Prudent. And it's like a peachy nude. But it is my fave. Okay, so I just kind of line it, dust it on there like that. And then we're going to go in with the lipstick in the shade Loaded. And this is back in stock, you guys. It's been out of stock for so long. And it's back. It's like the perfect everyday berry. So I'm going to apply this on like this. And I'm not going to do like my whole lips because I want it to be very light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger. And I'm going to blend that out with my finger. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my lip gloss in the shade Lucid, which is a very pale lip gloss. And I'm going to pop this right in the center. And that's it. And that's such a pretty lip combo. So it's like the perfect everyday berry color. It's not too dark, it's not too light, it's perfection. Again, that was the shade Loaded. What is the lip plumper everyone's talking about? It's called the Hottie Lip Plumper. It should be back in stock very soon if it's not. How do you have your pores not show? The mattifying face primer is really, really good for hiding your pores, and also the setting powder is really great at that too. Shirt dress. Oh, yay! Tammy, just type in romper, and it's in stock in other colors on their website. Over today, enjoying being lazy. Oh, yay! Nice, Katie. Thank you. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. If you need any help picking out any products, or you need to be color matched or anything, just message me here on Facebook. Click that share button if you haven't already, and make sure you are following me over on Instagram. I styled a t-shirt dress multiple ways. I've gotten a lot of questions to do that, so I have that content up for you guys to go enjoy. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go search Rhea Hope, and then to play my stories, what I keep talking about, you'll go to Instagram, and then you'll click on my profile picture, and the stories will begin to play. The new face primer is really good at blurring your pores. It's going to launch April 1st at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you have oily skin or very sensitive skin and breakout, Catherine, you are going to really love this primer, the mattifying face primer, and then you're really going to like the Liquid Touch foundation. But if you guys have any questions or you need any recommendation on what you should personally use, just send me a message and I can give you a full recommendation. But I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I will see you guys tomorrow, and let me know if you guys need anything. Bye.